Hey guys, it's me, Mr. 250, and welcome back to Umineko. Lots of unexplainable things, at least according to the servants, and generally Rosa doesn't seem to trust them or, honestly, anybody. I'm kind of curious where she's going to go from here, I really am. Anyway, Aunt Rosa, who decided that we wouldn't make any more progress even if we asked more, concluded her questioning and said that she wanted to check the two bodies. I was also interested in that. Even if these people didn't have a clue what was going on in their confusion, if those of us who hadn't been at the scene calmly looked at the corpses, we might find something. But it was a little surprising that Aunt Rosa was also concerned about the bodies, just like I was. Even at this point, I still wanted to expose the culprit and the truth myself, if we could find any clues. But Aunt Rosa should have been different. Hadn't Aunt Rosa's plan been given a higher priority to staying safe than to finding the culprit? Apparently not. I couldn't really see why Aunt Rosa would go to all the trouble of leaving our barricade in the parlor because she wanted to check the bodies. So apparently we're all going to the servant room together. Will it really? Not sure on that one, but okay.
Maria, 落書き遊びはおしまいになさい。
おお、落書きじゃない。ベアトリーチェの問題を解いてるの。おお。
ベアトリーチェの問題？何のことだよ。俺にも教えてくれよ。
ローザおばさん、マリアちゃんも連れて行くんですか？
Well, I suppose we'd want to for safety's sake, though. It seemed that Georgianiki was against the idea of bringing Maria to the bloody crime scene. But taking into consideration the fact that Maria would be left alone here, it would surely be much safer if we took Maria with us. In the end, it was just Aniki's irresponsible humanism. We decided that all of us, including Maria, would go to the servants' room. I don't know, just keep her out in the hallway, leave someone out there to watch her. The bed in the servant room was stained bright red blood. No, not just the bed. The whole room was covered with a gruesome paint from countless bloodstains. That dreadful scene alone was enough to give us an idea of the repulsive sight they had been trying to describe. No, Maria.
マリアちゃんは僕と一緒にここで待ってよね。
George Aniki was standing by the entrance, covering Maria's eyes with his back to the room. He probably didn't want to dirty an innocent girl's retinas with the repulsive blood in this room. That was surely the correct decision. I was acting tough right now, so I didn't mind. But for the rest of my life, whenever I see red paint scattered around, I'll probably remember this room and start to vomit. Well, I mean, you've only got maybe like a day, right? Unless you can get that puzzle solved. My retinas already had this room burned into them. In other words, it was too late for me. Right after they entered the servant room, Goda-san and Shannon-chan trembled. We shook, wondering what horrible new situation had arisen to make them tremble again. Aunt Rosa also shuddered, raised her gun high, and searched for whatever it was that had made them shudder. But she couldn't find it. It was only natural. They were trembling because they couldn't find it.
なんだどうしたってんだ一体。
二人の言いたりがありません。
Yeah, that's definitely interesting.
どういうことなの？
Did Beatrice Houdini need more bodies away?
そんなはずないんです。確かにお二人はここに。
おいなんだよ。死体がどこかへ歩いてったってのか。
Well, we're not saying that they disappeared yet.
そんなわけないだろ。だってこの使用人室施錠されてたんだろ。それを今郷田さんが開けて入ったわけじゃないか。ってことはなんだ？ジェシカの部屋と同じってことかよ。また3つの中から消えたってのかよ。 そんなバカな。
Was it closed? Did they? I guess they unlocked it, didn't
私に
they?
も何のことやらさっぱり。私たちはこの部屋を出るとき、確かに鍵をかけて、
Okay.
私こそ何が何やら
Goat is
何もわ
losing
から
it.
ないのです。
There was a timid and pitiful smile on Goda-san's face that he definitely wouldn't have let show normally. Shannon was the same.
二人の死体が消えた。しかも鍵をかけたのに消えた。仮にカノン君が犯人だとしても、カノン君はマスターキーをもう持ってないはず。
違います。カノン君は犯人じゃありません。
シャノン、僕はシャノンを信
Of
じる。
course you do, George.
カノン君は犯人なんかじゃない。きっとこれは彼によく似た何者かの仕業なんだ。
Yeah, someone with red eyes, I see, yes.
いいえ、カノン君はマスターキーを手に入れられたわよ。だって彼のマスターキーはジェシカちゃんの遺体のポケットから見つかった。そしてその鍵は誰が手に入れた？
そうだ、南條先生が。
That's right. Back then, it definitely had been Dr. Nanjo who searched through Jessica's clothes and found the master key. So if someone had the opportunity to search Dr. Nanjo's corpse, it would have been easy for them to take the master key back. Aunt Rosa searched under the bed and in the locker. By now, I also understood what that meant. If you assume that there were two culprits, it could be easily explained. The first person was Cannon Cooner, maybe an imposter that looked like him. He'd finished off Dr. Nanjo and ran off somewhere. The second person was probably the 19th person, Beatrice, whose location was unknown. That person had hidden under the bed in the servant room beforehand, and while Dr. Nanjo's body had been enshrined here, that person had waited for Genji-san and the rest to leave. Then later they had crawled out, taken the master key back from Dr. Nanjo's pocket, and carried the two corpses away for some reason. If they had then locked the door of the master key, this closed room would be created. So, what do we have to say here?
ジェシカの部屋の推理を前提になかなか素早く組み立ててきたものよ。その方法なら魔法でなくても密室は作り出せよう。まずは及第点というところか。しかし実に面白いが、お前の言う方法で犯人がマスターキーを取り返したなら、その犯人はジェシカの遺体から南條が回収したことを知っていたことになる。
言われなくても分かってるぜ。あの時あの場にいた人物以外知り得ない情報だって言いてんだろ。
Okay.
この第三の密室があっさり破られちまったもんで、そういう手で俺に闇を言うしかねえんだろ。同じネタの繰り返しは芸がないぜ。
Even though I was bluffing, that move of the witches hurt bad. I realized I was cracking under the thing I wanted to deny the most. This person's trying to close in on me from two directions. On the one hand, there's the frontal attack, where she tries to force me to believe that there's a witch using closed room tricks that only a witch could do. And on the other hand, there's the rear attack, where she tries to lure me into thinking it would be better if there was a witch by strengthening my suspicions of those close to me. In the first closed room, the chapel, she had used the frontal attack, but it hadn't worked on me. So by the second closed room, and now the third closed room, she was definitely changing the direction of her attack. Of course. However, the fact that she was changing the direction of her attack also proved that my resistance was working a little. And she had surely given up on the frontal attack because she clearly couldn't win with it. I tried to force myself to accept my own position by thinking that. But it seemed that the witch had seen through these thoughts of mine long ago.
成功法は書かぬ。絡めては成功法と同時に進めてこそ意味がある。絡めてのみに出するは手段が目的となった時に起こる愚策に過ぎぬぞ。
そうですかい。じゃあお得意の赤で何者かが使用人室に隠れていたを復唱してもらおうじゃないか。
その必要はない。 お前の推理の前提は今から崩れる。
お拒否かよ。やっぱり誰かが隠れていたんだな。
ローザが今からお前の前提を崩す。
Oh boy. Rosa, please tell me your secrets.
まあ耳を傾けてみよう。
Tell me your secrets,
信じて
Rosa.
ください、ローザ様。確かにここに2人の遺体を安置したんです。この床の真っ赤な血は彼らのものなのです。
Aunt Rosa began to search through various objects around the room. Her back to Godestan as he cried out in supplication. Eventually she found something and for a while stopped moving.
ローザ様、私たちは断じて嘘などついては。間違いなく2人の遺体はここにあったんです。
静かに。死体を隠した本人は死体はよそに持ち去ったと告白しているわ。これでね。
Rosa showed them a single sheet of paper over her shoulder.
それは一体。
Well, it looks like a single piece of paper.
礼拝堂にあったの
never mind.
と同じ紋章入りの封筒の手紙。
ええ、そうよ。ここに堂々と置いてあったわ。読むわね。
後宮家の皆様、黄金の碑文の謎解きはいよいよ佳境に入りましたでしょうか。皆さんに私を止めることができる唯一の方法
Well,
が
thanks, Beatrice. Gosh, we already knew
碑文の謎を
that.
解くことなのです。それ以外のいかなる方法をもってしても私と儀式を止めることはできません。くれぐれも皆さんの目的をお間違いなきようよろしくお願い申し上げます。私を探そうとも無駄、私から逃れようとも無駄、私を否定しようとも無駄なのです。黄金のベアトリーチェ。
追伸。2人の遺体を儀式にお借りします。
P.S. I needed those corpses. Hope you didn't mind, Beatrice.
後ほどご返却いたしますので。
Yeah, that's basically what it says. That's pretty funny.
この鍵は皆様のものですのでご返却いたします。
As Rosa read that aloud, the contents of the envelope laid exposed in the palm of her hand. There were 2 master keys. The master key that Nanjo had found in Jessica's pocket, which had originally been Cannon's, and Kumasawa's master key.
なんだとってことはどういうことだよ。ふざけんなよ、またかよ。またマスターキーを持ってる使用人しか疑えないってのかよ。
わらわは赤では言ってはおらぬぞ。彼らがこの部屋に施錠をして去った時、この部屋に何者かが隠れていた可能性を否定してはおらぬぞ。
ベッドの下にでも隠れれば死体をどこかへ運び出すのはできないことじゃない。しかしそれじゃ施錠ができない。わざわざ手に入れたマスターキーをここへ置いてっちまってる。そうだ、忘れてた。この部屋の本来の鍵である使用人室の鍵はどうなっている？
うん、それなら使用人室の奥のキーボックスに収められているぞ。使用人室の鍵は数本あるが、その全てがキーボックスに収められている。
Okay.
ってことはジェシカの部屋の鍵の時と状況は何も変わらないってことか。使用人も便利なマスターキーがあれば不要な鍵はわざわざ持ち歩かないもんな。キーボックスにしまわれっぱなしになってるのも納得だぜ。
その他の条件も何も変わらぬ。出入りは唯一の扉と唯一の窓から以外は不可能。故に隠し扉などの不正規な出入り手段は否定される。喜べ名探偵ども。そしてそれらはいずれも施錠されている。
Of course they were.
扉も窓も施錠時にはいかなる出入りも許さない。つまり施錠を維持したまま扉を外す、隙間を作ってすり抜けるなどなどは通用しないということだ。当然だが扉の開錠は使用人室の鍵とマスターキー以外は不可能。 毎回これを読み上げるのも面倒だの。今度これをまとめて一言に略す言葉でも考えよう。
だがこの部屋に誰かが隠れていたことは復唱できねえだろ。しかしそれだけでは密室の扉が破れない。ああ、クソクソ、ダメだダメだ、全然ダメだ、
全然ダメだ。
お得意のチェス盤をひっくり返すとやらはどうした。自慢の陳説をぜひ披露してみよ。
チェス盤をひっくり返す。俺が犯人ならどうする。死体をどこかへ運び出す。手紙を残す。内側から鍵を閉める。ここから何かの方法で部屋を脱出すればいいんだ。くそ、そんな方法はあるのか。扉と窓以外からは外に出られないと赤で言われちまってる。
That moment, I got it. That's right. Carry the corpses, leave the letter. And not relying on a hidden door, in other words, not even able to escape. That's it. This isn't a question, it's an answer.
ベアト、復唱要求の前にお前の言う隠し扉の定義を確認したい。
何を思いついたやら。よかろう。説明、隠し扉とは知らぬ人間が認識できぬ出入り口のことであろうが、そんなこと子供でも知っておろう。
I mean, that's fairly self-explanatory,
つ
that
まり
bit.
部屋の外に出られなかったらそれは隠し扉じゃないってことだよな。
Are we talking about like a hidden, like a wall that they could get through somehow? Like they're still technically within the room, but they're obscured from being recognized as being in the room?
ほう、そうきたか。
俺は
That's an interesting
犯人は
idea.
密室から抜け出したものだとばかり思っていた。違うんだ。
They may not have necessarily escaped, they may have just obscured the fact that they were in the room. Not even necessarily with a hidden door leading out, but just with a hidden compartment,
犯
maybe.
人だって密室からだから隠れてやり過ごそうとした。
For the second closed room, I used this theory to reason that Canon-kun might have done this. But I had given up that reasoning when I had been told Canon-kun was killed in red. And next I had guessed that there had been 3 people, and that it was possible that they had escaped through a hidden door. And then for the first time the claim had been made in red that no hidden doors exist. And what I learned just now, these hidden doors the witch was talking about referred to things that made it possible to get in or out of the room. In other words, things that didn't permit entry or exit to the outside, and also wouldn't be noticed by people who didn't know about them, wouldn't fall under the definition of hidden door. In other words, if there were, for example, something like a hidden shelf, or a secret closet, these wouldn't be defined as hidden doors. In other words, the third person in Jessica's room was hiding there, waiting for us to pass by. How pathetic, just playing around with words. Yep. I'm pretty sure that's what this whole text in red thing is going to be, is playing around with words. Looks like even this third closed room and the servant room will be handled by this method. If there's a hidden shelf under the bed or anything like that, that would be enough. The culprit's hiding something somewhere, waiting for us to leave. The culprit is also trapped in the closed room even now. Which means at this very moment, the culprit is still hiding in the servant's room, holding their breath. And that means... what? Even though I was tortured with closed rooms 3 times, in this very moment, we've actually gotten the culprit in checkmate.
ようやく見えてきたぜ。くらえベアト、不祥要求。この部屋には俺たち以外の誰もいない。俺たちってのは俺、ジョージの兄貴、マリア、ローザおばさん、ゲンジさん、ゴーダさん、シャノンちゃんのことだぜ。どうだ、言えねえだろ。
ほうほう。
Oh,
痛えとこ疲れただろ。
I bet, yeah, you hit it right on the head, didn't you?
拒否なら拒否と言いやがれ。次行くぜ、不祥要求。
I don't know how they're hiding in this room. But if that's a fact, then this also resolves the second closed room, Jessica's room, at the same time. I finally caught her by the tail. With this, I can explain everything. Witches don't exist. I don't have to doubt anyone. Alright, starting now, I'll turn it over. The next thing I'll request you repeat is...
この部屋にはお前たち以外は存在しない。
Dang it.
お前たちの定義とは、バトラー、ジョージ、マリア、ローザ、ゲンジ、ゴーダ、シャノンのことを指す。
Well, that was a little unexpected. Darn it.
ジェシカの部屋に話を戻す。ジェシカの死体発見時、バトラー、ジョージ、マリア、ローザ、ゲンジ、ゴーダ、シャノン、クマサは南條のみだった。おっと、死体のジェシカももちろん含む。
Well, thanks.
よって、ジェシカの部屋の件、そしてこの使用人室の件の両方について、そなたが認識していた以外の人間は
Okay,
存
humans,
在しな
yeah.
い。
Okay.
誰も隠れていない。さらに言おう。扉は鍵を使用せずに外から施錠する方法は存在しない。窓については外からはいかなる方法でも施錠する方法は存在しない。ついでに言おう。そなたは無能だ。
Wow. Wow, okay. Yes, your laughter is quite true. I agree.
バカ野郎。それじゃ本当に密室じゃねえかよ。せっかく思いついたのに。お前が書かれていたんなら全て説明がついたのに、トリックを打ち破れたと思ったってのに。くそ。
Zen Zen Damida. For a second, I thought I'd had it. It was all useless. Beatrice, you spoke in riddles by playing around with words and skillfully using the red, and you probably saw through me, realizing that you could skillfully trick me. Just when I thought I'd seen a light in the darkness, it disappeared. It just disappeared, swallowed up by a blood-red sea. Red, 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 red. No one is hiding. And there's no hidden door, and there's no way to trick the door or the window while they're locked. Have you just proven that it's all impossible? Has the devil's proof been fulfilled with a frontal attack? Impossible. This is impossible.
どうしたのだ、後ろ宮バトラー。魔女を否定する気で満々だったじゃない。そんなところで這いつくばって悔し涙を絞り出してどうしたんだい。ああ、それはとっても素敵な方法。わらわを笑い転げさせて笑い涙の海で溺れ殺してやろうというのは確かに素敵。実はそうなんだろう。
Well, yeah,
わ
definitely.
らわを笑って笑って笑い殺してやろうって手なんだろう。後ろ宮バトラ
ー。何が魔法だ。魔女なんて絶対に否定してやる。お前なんて絶対に信じない。魔法の力でみんなを面白半分にいじめ殺し、絶対に認めね
ー。なあバトラー、いじめすぎて悪かった。わらわ側からチェス盤をひっくり返してやるぞ。お前に代わってお前側の最善手を教えてやるよ。聞きたい？
ふざけんな。聞きたくねえ、聞きたくね
え。ジェシカの部屋の件、そなたは実に良いところをついていたのだぞ。隠れてやり過ごそうとした。これは実にいい着眼だった。だがなぜそれをカノンと19人目のわらわにしか考えなかった？そうか、 隠れてやり過ごすの。隠れてが邪魔だったから考えが至らなかったか。ほーら、もうわかるだろう。ジェシカだよ。ジェシカ。
What about Jessica? Jessica were the culprit. Well, yeah, I joked about Jessica killing or doing all that, but I don't really think that's that possible. Jessica were the culprit. A farce like this could easily be constructed. She killed Cannon-kun and carried him off somewhere. Then she played dead and let us walk by. Didn't Nanjo check her? I guess we could use some tricks that we learned from Banshee's Last Cry, but even still, it's a bit iffy. But that's ridiculous. Dr. Nanjo would definitely check that she was dead. So, was Dr. Nanjo an accomplice too? That's wrong. I'd also made sure that Jessica was really dead. Of course, I'd never performed an examination on a corpse before, but she was definitely dead. I think she was dead. No, that probably, surely, definitely was what I thought, but certainly, wait. She was dead. She was dead.
ジェシカもグルなのよ。そして検証した南條もグル。
I suppose that's possible. It just seems iffy as all get out, but yeah.
ならば第三の密室など茶番だろうが。
Of course, Badley doesn't want to blame Jessica, but yeah, then it's simple. Dr. Nanjo is an accomplice, so in other words, he was on the culprit side. In other words, so he was never killed in the first place? We only thought the body disappeared because he had been killed, but he wasn't in the servant's room in the first place? Then, is Kumasawa-ba-chan, who disappeared with him, also an accomplice? That's not all. The servants who had prepared the story beforehand, Genji and Goda-san, and even Shannon-chan were accomplices. Then the one who stole the key from Maria's handbag was Jessica. No. It's also possible it was George Aniki. Literally everyone's in on it except you, Battler. After all, if Shannon-chan was on the culprit side, then George Aniki would automatically be on the culprit side. Wait, just a second. They're all wolves. They're all wolves. Not only am I drowning in an ocean of bright red blood, there are packs of wolves clamoring on the banks, whose blazing eyes tell me that if I crawl out, they'll eat me. Which way should I die? Will I deny everything and drown in a bright red sea? Will I know the truth and have my whole body chewed to bits by the wolves? It's either one way or the other. I can't choose.
だからこそわらわがいる。さあ後ろ宮バトラー、ひざまずけ。そして永遠の忠誠を誓ってわらわの靴を舐めるがいい。わらわを認めれば全ての謎に決着がつく。わらわの力をもってすればどのような密室も生み出す。そして打ち破れる。バトラー、力ある者に屈服する喜びに身を委ねたくはない。そなたはわらわの一番のお気に入りの家具にしてやるよ。そなたを愛して灰になるまでわらわの玩具にしてやるよ。
Well, that was certainly a fun turn of events.
これではっきりしたわ。
I feel like we definitely lost pretty hard on that one. That's pretty bad. Well, hope you guys enjoyed that so far. I'm sure Rosa has some enlightening things to say, like it's all your fault and I'm going to shoot you or something. I don't know. We'll find out about that next time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.